You're gonna figure it out in your dreams. Good night, Owen Theo.
I'm so bad at announcing people.
Great.
I'm so bad at it because
let's figure it out. Let's
I
see
know
if
we
it's
have
good.
to do. Well, because Alex Cooper does this really brilliant thing where it's only cameras on her and she makes it really like intense and then suddenly it shows them and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't do that. It's just kind of like off the bat, you know who it is. So we have Julianne Hough on the fucking podcast.
Hello.
Oh my God, you're so flexible.
It's kind of what I do, but
No,
I'm
obviously.
actually not. I mean, it's like when I was a kid, definitely, but now that was as high as I can go. It used to be a lot more.
Okay, if I tried that, my leg would break off and I'd have to get a hip replacement. I'm not kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're just a dancer.
I just can't sit still. You'll notice that. I'll be in like 17 different positions by the time
obsessed.
by the time this podcast is done.
Meanwhile, I love being sedentary.
Just here.
I just love being
Yeah.
curled up.
Well,
I
I
have
like
to
that
be.
too. I'm a number 7 Enneagram, so I love everything always.
I just found out what
The
Enneagram
Enneagrams
was.
are? Yeah.
What is that?
1 through 7 personality types, and I will say,
Is 7 the best?
I mean, obviously, a 7 would say that though.
Of course.
But yeah, they're the enthusiast. So
I'm probably that.
very like childlike and playful, and yeah,
Well, that's you.
yeah, I think so.
Julianne walked in today and she was wearing the cutest little outfit. She looks so cute. Look at her in a matching little
but
set.
I did it for you because I was like, this is not necessarily like my go-to. I'm like neutrals. I like my
Really?
beige neutrals, that kind of stuff. But I was like, I want to be fun and playful.
I love that. Do you wear all black?
Yeah,
All white?
black, all white, like creams and beiges.
I love that.
When I was like 25, I was like,
Which you're 26 now. So
By the time I'm 60, I'm going to be in like an all cream beige lady.
Love that.
And that happened at 27.
Look, I love that. I think it's so chic.
I know.
It's like
I
the
love it.
row,
Mhm, exactly.
except
That's
it's
exactly
so
right.
expensive.
The Row and Kate. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, the best brands ever, but too expensive.
It's so expensive.
I know.
They've put me out of a lot.
Oh, I
of
know.
money.
My mom walked in the other day in the most gorgeous outfit and I was like, the Row, and she proudly said yes. And I was like, wow, you spent a lot of money on this. And then the next day she
the
walks
eyebrow.
into totally an eyebrow. She just gave me a little eyebrow. And then the next day she walks in a nude set
Yeah.
that I just can't, it was clearly not the Row, but
Yeah.
she wanted it to be. And I was like, it's Target. I just know it's Target. Once you wear the Row, you can't fool me again. You know what I mean?
No.
It's Target.
In fact, speaking of Target,
Yeah.
I was just in Montecito and I went to go to the beach.
Yeah.
I forgot my swimsuit. So I had like this really cute little Target swimsuit. It was great. So high-low. Me and your mom.
High-low.
Let's go.
You guys would love each other. First of all, Target in Montecito must be gorgeous. It literally must be stunning.
It was.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure that swimsuit is a collab with some just gorgeous designer. Okay, wait. I'm so excited you're here.
Me too.
I've been a fan of yours and watching you forever, literally forever.
Thank you.
Tell me, how did you start dancing? When did this, were you just 3 years old?
I mean,
put
I was
into
just like coming out of the womb dancing.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm the baby of 5 kids, and
Whoa.
so all of my siblings danced and
Whoa.
sang, and like even my parents. It goes way back. My grandparents on both sides were all ballroom dancers,
Oh my God.
and then my parents met ballroom dancing in college, and so yeah, being the baby, I just was that.
You were
I was,
thrown into
I was
it.
thrown in.
And musical
No
theater
choice.
too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love musical
Oh
theater.
yeah. I remember actually because I was too young to be in the classes that my siblings would be taking class at. And,
Yeah.
And I obviously would just like watch, and I knew every lyric, every dance move. And so I was always the observer. And it's actually kind of funny now because I'm like, was that ever really my dream to
Yeah.
sing, dance, and act? Or did I just do it because my siblings did it?
Totally.
I'm
You
like,
were forced to
"But
do it.
Here I am.
It's great.
Thank
It's
you.
Great. I was the opposite of the observer.
Yeah.
I was always wanted to be in front of the camera.
The instigator.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved musical theater growing up. It was what
best.
plays were you watching your
Oh
siblings
my
do?
gosh.
Do you
I
remember?
mean, it was like, hey, look me over, lend me an ear. Do
What
you
is
remember that
that?
song? Or
What is that
or
from?
If they could see me now, that little gang of mine.
What is
you know
that
what I'm talking
from?
about? Sweet Charity. Yeah.
No, I don't
I'm
know.
eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine.
Wait, oh my God.
Very
this is
musical
a full
theater.
Wait, I love it.
Yeah.
I've never
very
seen
fun.
that musical.
Oh, it's a long time ago. Yeah.
I
I mean, there's a lot of different ones, but
Totally.
I mean, also just Disney kid. I mean, me and my brother would be like
Same.
watching Aladdin and Lion King and like
course.
fully having full routines in our living room and jumping parkouring off of the furniture.
I
And-
love that.
Yeah.
Do you still do that?
I mean, yes, I
Yeah.
do. I absolutely do.
I can see you
in
still do
fact,
that.
In New York, Sing Sing. Have you done Sing Sing karaoke?
No, but I know.
Okay.
It's a tragedy. I know.
Tragedy. I tend to do that too.
Sing?
Where if there's a word, cue music.
Oh my
sorry,
God, I
I'm gonna
love
be
that.
very annoying.
No, please.
But yeah,
I'm obsessed.
Sing Sing. It's incredible.
Well, okay, so my friend and I recently, I went to New York and they took me to Marie's Crisis.
Yes, incredible. That was right by my house. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. First of all,
Everybody can sing.
no, Julianne, every single person can sing in that damn bar.
I know, it's
Everyone
rude.
can sing. It's so annoying.
So rude.
And
Yeah.
I was standing there with a friend of mine who ultimately is a musical theater icon, Ben Platt. Sit with him. And Ben Platt was wearing a hat. We were in a few bars, right? And at first he was wearing a hat in this one bar because I think he's like,
Yeah.
I want to be out with my friends. I don't want people to come up to me. And then he goes into Marie Crisis, take the hat off.
And here
And
we go.
boom. Yeah, he's like on a stage, spotlight hit him. He's saying like immediately, like, Sunday in the Park with George.
Once a theater kid,
Of course,
you can't,
always a theater kid.
You can't get. Have you been to Tramp Stamp Granny's here?
No, what is that?
Oh, Darren Chris and his wife Mia, they have a bar here in Hollywood, Tramp Stamp Granny's,
Wait,
and
what?
and it's a piano bar. So like. This is, I mean, we sang like Little Mermaid there, and then we sang also like Les Mis on that bar. It's super fun. It's like Marie's
Drinks?
Crisis.
Alcohol?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Then I'll
super
be there.
fun. It's
Wait,
very
and
fun.
it's in Hollywood?
Yeah.
He owns it.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something. He's a very big crush of mine.
Ooh.
I have a huge crush on him.
Darren is amazing. Have you guys not met?
No, never.
Oh.
He doesn't know. He won't. No, that's not. I'm not his speed, but I'm just not his
Not
speed.
no.
Well, Darren, call me. No, I'm obsessed with him. He's so talented.
He really
I'm
is.
so attracted to
I know.
talent.
And me too. In fact, I'm like hoping. I don't know. Have Tony nominations come out
No,
yet?
not yet. Right?
Like I
No.
wonder if he'll be nominated. Have you seen him?
No,
in
I
his
haven't,
show?
but-
oh
but
my
I
gosh,
know.
It's unbelievable.
I know. There's so many plays and shows that I need to see. I haven't been to New York in a second. I have to go. What have you seen a musical or show that you love?
Well,
his.
is incredible. No, in fact, I'm going to New York in like a couple weeks, and I have to do the whole like.
The whole round.
I have to. Like it's going to
Totally.
be my entire 2 weeks of just like getting everything.
shows
in.
every
Yes,
night.
and I love that life. It's so
I
good.
love that. My friend, I've met her once and we DM'd. We've DM'd twice and I've met her once in person. My dear friend, Gracie Lawrence,
Yes.
is in a show that I really want to see and I'm forgetting the name. What is the name, Steph? Gracie Lawrence. Look up Gracie Lawrence. We'll get to it. But she is so talented and
Yeah.
she was just in Sex Lives of College Girls. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm upset. And
Just in time. Yeah, I watched her on Kelly Clarkson.
and she was amazing.
Chills the whole way through.
Chills.
Obsessed.
Okay, wait, you're
We love you,
on the
Gracie.
internet. You're on the internet.
I am.
Because
but
when
wait,
you
wait.
followed me, I shook. I'm not kidding. If I look up Julianne Hough on my phone, I sent it to every single person. I sent it to my friend Molly Gordon. Molly was like, Julianne follows me too. And then she checked. She was like, no, she doesn't. Fuck. She was like, literally, we sent it around. We sent it around.
That's so sweet. I feel like I'm so old in that, like,
What?
not old physically. Like, I feel very young, but like in my like pop culture staying connected. Even the fact that I called it pop culture and not
Wait.
the internet. Like, come on.
No, it is pop culture.
It is, but
I'm actually not a part of pop culture. So you finding me is that so nice.
no.
Is so nice.
Well, you're amazing. And also
So nice.
like iHeartRadio and like watching you do the interviews and then like seeing you on Sabrina Carpenter's.
Oh my God, you do your research.
No. I mean,
This is
like,
so nice.
I actually don't do my research. That's what's kind of funny is that like I just like you've been popping up into my
I
like
love that.
field, which just means you're crushing it.
Or it
Because
means that I'm
I
annoying
live
and I do
under
too
a
much.
rock and I don't actually.
Do you actually live under a rock?
I do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do.
Are you on
And so
TikTok? Yes, you're on TikTok.
I am, but I need to like learn it because I feel like
Totally.
I'm so not on it often enough to let it
Totally.
be part of my life. It feels like
I saw a video of you recently, and I think a lot of people saw it because it went really viral. You dancing, But wait, what was it? It was like you dancing and not knowing the dance?
No. So it was me hosting Dancing with the Stars. And as I was talking to the competitors, I was like, I miss being on that dance floor. Why don't I just, you know what, hold this. And I ripped off my dress.
Yes, it was so sick.
And I had the fringe pants on.
It was so hot.
And it was to looking for a guy in finance, which is really funny because I've been single for 5 years.
Are you looking for a guy in finance?
I did date a guy in finance.
You did?
Yeah, so I'm looking for...
Not a guy in finance. A guy in creative.
I'm looking for a nice guy. How about that?
I love that.
But yeah, so I did that and it was crazy. It went super viral.
It went so viral. What do you feel when you go viral? I have only been viral on TikTok once.
And what was it for?
Oh no.
Let's go.
I changed. I changed my grandma. Okay, so we're Jewish, but my grandma texts my family and friends Merry Christmas every Christmas.
Okay.
So I wanted to fuck with her a little. I love her. She's like a part of the joke.
Yeah.
She's usually in on the joke. So I changed Merry Christmas to Merry Clipmiss in her phone. And she texted everyone. She texted my mom, my dad, my cousins. And then she texted, I didn't think she would do this. The former governor of California, Jerry Brown, I think his name is, and she texted him Merry Clipmiss, and then she realized during the text that it said Clipmiss, so she kept trying to text Christmas, but it kept changing Clipmiss, and then so she was like, she finally broke it up, and she was like Merry Christmas, and then he never answered. He read it and never answered, and they've not spoken since. And I'm serious,
and it's all your fault,
and it's all my fault. So it's fault. So that went so viral.
That's incredible.
And that's the last thing I posted, but I felt so good about it going viral. I was like, whoa, I understand people getting addicted to this virality.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
I mean,
or are you like used to it so you don't care?
No, I mean, mine is kind of like a weird timeline because I got like known when I was 18 before the iPhone even really existed.
Whoa.
I know. What?
No, that's not true. The
no,
iPhone.
It is. Like the iPhone, I think, came out in 2007.
Me trying to figure out your age.
I think it was like 2007 it came out. And I was on Dancing with the Stars in 2007. So like.
Oh my God. And I remember that. Wait, when was the first season? I remember the first season.
First season I was
weren't on.
It was 2007 and it was season 4 with Apollo Ono. That was my first season.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I was on season 4.
Okay,
so anyway,
which is, okay.
So my point is, I didn't even have an iPhone.
Did you
There was no
blow
social
up from
media.
that?
Yeah. So I basically, like Riley, she's on the show now.
Yeah.
So I was younger than her. I was on the show. She's like, it's fun. I like watch her now. I'm like, oh my gosh, she was so much more like, she's more mature than I was when I was 18.
No.
I'm
How
like
old
watching.
is she? Is she 18?
She's 18. I think she's maybe 19 or 20 now, but like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild watching that. But yeah, so I was on the show and then because we're in our bubble when we're doing the show.
Totally.
And it was still like high paparazzi time. Like there was more paparazzi. And then I would go to the airport and people, like the first time I went out of my bubble after I won the show, people would be like, oh my gosh, you're my favorite.
Of course.
And grabbing me in the airport. And I was
so
18
scary.
and I was like, I feel like I'm going to get kidnapped.
Totally.
Like, because it was such a different experience
Totally.
coming from high school to that.
Totally.
And
you're used to like somebody
wild.
giving you like one flower at the stage door. Do you know what I mean? Like your high school stage door, which is, and it was your
My
parents. Yeah, exactly. And this was like, whoa, now people are kidnapping me.
It was wild.
Whoa.
So yeah, and then I feel like social media kind of became a thing closer to like 2000. I feel like Twitter started 2008 is when I got on it.
Wow.
And then like Instagram, I don't even know when that happened. Anyway, it's been, so I feel like I've watched, I was at the tail end of like, where is the like Paris and Lindsay era?
Yeah, of course.
Like I went to
They're
some of
all on
those,
here.
clubs and came out drunk and like, you know what I mean? Like,
and you were paparazzi?
And paparazzi'd. I think I have like a nipple out in one
Wait,
photo.
I'm obsessed. Cooper, pull it.
Oh, for sure. And so, I mean, just looking trashed, Like I was on the tail end of that like early 2000s era.
See, to be
of
honest,
like Hyde
I
and
don't
like
think of you as that at all.
And it happened like 4 times a year. That was it.
I always think of you as very poised.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Maybe it's because I like respect your talent and you're so talented.
Thank you.
But I always think of you as poised.
I don't get like crazy. I mean, a few times, obviously, but like Juicyanne comes out. Like
Juicyanne, I'm actually obsessed.
Juicyanne, Juicy J. I was like, actually, I'm Juicy J.
I'm obsessed with that.
And like you always know when Juicyanne comes out because I will be dancing by myself in a corner, fully like on like like on a wall or like.
So do you do a full routine?
But I'm in my own zone. Like Juicyanne is ready to party,
And it's
but
not
by
for
myself.
anyone but you. Wait, I have a question. If you were to get drunk right now, like what song would you want to hear?
This is dating me, but it reminds me of Coachella.
Please, what song?
And it's The Knife, Heartbeats.
What is that?
Exactly.
Wait, what is that?
So it just is like a sexy song that feels like I could just turn that on and go, stand on a fire mantle place and just dance by myself.
Totally.
Yeah, that's my song.
So I try to do that at holidays with my family.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's play music and dance.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it. And also they have really bad rhythms, so they shouldn't. But nobody wants to do it. I really think you should come to.
I was just going to say, I'll come.
Will you? Do you like, I feel like you bust it out. I feel like you would.
It's funny. I will and I won't. It's like, I think earlier on in my like life.
Yeah.
So I have 3 older sisters and then my brother. And Derek always calls us like his beautiful hurricane of sisters.
I love that.
Like it's
I
like
love Derek. He's so talented
louder, loudest is like the volume. And
are you loudest?
No. So it's my 3 sisters. My 3 sisters that are older than Derek and I are the wildest, loudest. My oldest sister, Shari, her move. Okay, sorry. Now I'm going all over the place.
No, please.
My second sister makes everyone do the runway at any family function.
What is that? Like walking down the runway?
Yeah, even at our funeral, like at our grandmother's funeral last year, there is a runway.
I'm so obsessed with you, Julianne.
So
I need to join your family.
So my sister Maribeth, she's like, she makes everybody do the runway, and this is like her move. And then my oldest sister Shari, who is the dancer at the beginning of our whole life, she will do a high kick, turn into a split, and like pose. My third sister
this is at a
will just
funeral.
twerk consistently. And then me and my brother are just like watching.
So then what do you guys do?
And then my dad will come over and like start dancing and turning us and stuff. And then my brother will dance with my mom. And I mean, it's really cute. And my parents aren't together anymore. So when it all happens and my dad and my mom are all of a sudden dancing, we're like, this is so weird.
Yeah,
but it's great.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so like we're definitely a dancing family.
Oh my God, that's
the runway,
so cute.
weddings, funerals.
The runway to be at a funeral,
Wait,
I'm obsessed.
I will I'll show you the video literally of us like at my grandma's funeral.
Let me tell you something. Our grandparents wanted that to happen.
1,000%.
100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from the time I was 5 years old, my grandma always said, she's like, I don't want anybody to be sad at my funeral.
Totally.
I want a party. And so we had a party. Yeah.
My grandma recently passed away, and her favorite drink, alcoholic drink, was a Jack Daniel's sour on the rocks on the sweet side, sugar around the rim in a wine glass with like it keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. So
did you call it like? Do you have a name for it?
No, we just like the joke was like, this is never ending, and it literally was never. People would be like, yeah, okay, like waiters would come over and be like, yeah, no, I got it, and she's like, no, you're gonna want to write this down, and they're like, no, I got it. Anyways, literally 5 minutes later, they're like, excuse me, I have to come back with a notepad.
Oh my gosh!
So at her funeral, we served these drinks, and we just all got so drunk on these drinks, and my mom was blackout drunk, slurring. She was like, this is what she would have wanted. I'm like,
that's incredible.
Totally.
I know
it's true. We should have done the runway.
Well, my whole family grew up Mormon, and so like there was no alcohol involved. But one thing about my grandma is she would sneak, I think, vodka, and she'd be like, "No, it's rubbing alcohol. I'm cleaning."
That is hilarious. I didn't know your family grew up Mormon.
Yeah, we all grew up Mormon.
Wow.
Yeah,
and then you left?
And then everyone left except for my dad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it. That's a crazy story.
It is.
Where'd you grow up? What town?
In Salt Lake. Well, I mean, Sandy, Provo, Park City, kind of all around.
And then
Utah.
you found Hollywood? How'd you find it?
So
you flew here, I guess.
So the dance studio that I was at.
What was it called?
Was Center Stage, of course.
Of course.
I basically was at this Studio Center Stage till I was 9. And then I lived with a Russian family to dance in Florida for a little bit. And then I lived in London.
Wait, you're skipping through this, Julianne. You have the most insane life and you're skipping through. You lived with a Russian family?
Yeah, when I was 9 in Florida. It was Azamat was my dance partner. And then Wally and Natalia of Gomukov were the parents. And then their 3-year-old son, Amir, who like, I didn't go to school for like a couple months and I just like watched Amir, who was 3, while Azamat was at school. And then Wally and Natalia were working during the day. So I was like a 9-year-old
babysitter. I am so struck.
And then I would like train from like 6 p.m. till like 9.
And
or
what were
whatever.
you training? Like
Ballroom and Latin.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why'd you have to go to Florida for that?
Well, it was, I mean, this like Russian 12-year-old kid, Azamat, was like amazing.
Wow.
And so I just had a cool opportunity to go. So I was there for a couple months and then at 10, my brother
was like study abroad.
Yeah, but Florida, which feels abroad.
Totally.
But then we went to London and I was 10 to 15 and we lived with our dance coaches there. So then did that for 5 years and then I came back. And then I went back and forth between Utah and Vegas because my mom was a stripper. And no, I'm just kidding. I couldn't even finish the joke. Your eyes went open.
I don't know. I believed it too. I literally was like, holy shit. I was like, we're going to touch on that in a second.
No, she was not a stripper. But she did live in Vegas, which was like so odd.
She could have been a stripper.
She could. By the way, mom was a great dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
My friend just moved to Vegas and she won't tell me what she's doing. And I do think she's a stripper. Anyways, Lila, I love you dearly. And if you watch this, it's fine if you're a stripper.
Let us come.
Yes, let us come. We love it. Okay, keep going.
So then I was going back and forth between LA and Vegas. And then I moved to LA Utah and Vegas. And then I moved to LA at 18 with $2,000. I lived with a group of like 6 models and they would like wake up at 3:00 in the afternoon and eat their Sour Patch Kids for breakfast and get $12,000, checks in the mail. And I was meanwhile getting like $33 overdraft fees for parking in the wrong spot and like hustling my ass on central casting and like every day just like going hard.
I'm fully in shock.
Yeah.
How did I not know any of this?
I don't know because I'm so poised.
Whoa, you really are so poised. So you really grew up fast.
I
so
grew up
at
really
9,
fast.
you were out of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that's why like I feel even more like playful now.
Totally.
Because I was so mature as a kid.
Totally.
That like now I'm like, yay, let's play.
Yeah. Do you still keep in touch with your Russian?
I haven't seen them forever. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing. So
well, look at you. They probably know what you're doing. They definitely follow you on Instagram. That's so amazing.
Yeah,
that's such an unbelievable life.
It was fun. So that's kind of like where the whole like transition came, and I was on Dancing with Stars at 18. It was a really big break for me.
And how did you get that?
It's kind of weird. Like ballroom and Latin dancing is not necessarily like a big genre, and especially in the United States.
Totally.
And so it's grown since Dancing with the Stars, but like I was a professional ballroom and Latin dancer. Like, and so when I moved back and they had just launched the show, they needed dancers, but they were all like proper, like trained international style ballroom and Latin dancers. And I was sort of this like hybrid dancer because I also do jazz and ballet and tap and musical theater and hip hop and like all these different things. And so when I was on the show, I was also young. I was 18 and all the other pros were in their 30s. And so there was just like a different kind of energy that came. And then after that, my brother came the following season. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. So But I remember like being on the show and it was just like a whole new universe. Whoa. And everybody, like there's the whole thing where like everybody finds love on the show or they just hook up or whatever. And everybody thought like I was hooking up with my partner, Apollo. Never in a million years. Cause I was so mature as a kid. I was like, nope, I have a job to do. This is what I do. And like,
oh my, wouldn't be me. Would not. I would be fucking everything. Okay. Wait, just going back. When you came here and lived with the 5 models,
yes.
Have they broken? Are they like huge models?
So-
Now one of them's Gigi Hadid, and we just, we don't know.
They were like working models, commercial, more in like
Got
print
it.
and everything. But I remember all the stories of them, like, because they were models and gorgeous models. They would go to all the Hollywood parties, and oh my gosh, this is so funny.
What?
Okay, maybe it's only funny to me
What?
because
No, tell me.
because I see it now. But I got okay. So they're these gorgeous models. They're all like 6 foot. They're gorgeous. I'm like always in my like workout stuff. I'm like the
course.
athletic one, like walking around. You know
You're
what
like
I mean?
a protein shake. You're making
Let's
yourself a
go.
protein
Yeah,
shake.
exactly.
They're like, we're not gonna have that tonight. Sorry.
And so they go to all these parties and like, the Leo parties and all this stuff. And I get all the stories. I'm like, oh my God.
Leo DiCap.
Oh yeah, totally.
I saw Leo DiCap the other
And
day.
so then I remember I got spotted by this manager and he was like, I want to manage you.
Oh,
I was
because you didn't have any representation.
No,
Okay.
nothing. And I can't remember how I met this person, but they were like, do you want to come to the Us Weekly Hot Hollywood party? I was like, oh my God, I gotta go.
By the way,
Yes.
I would go now.
Yes. And it was when Kristen Bell was on Veronica Mars and was having her like big moment.
Of course.
And I remember I was like, what do I wear? You guys, my 6 models,
No.
what they wore during the day is what I thought I should be wearing to this hot Hollywood party.
Of course.
So they used to wear sundresses and Ugg boots.
I'm dead.
So I borrowed, by the way, I'm 5'3.5". I borrowed
So it's a maxi
sundresses.
dress on you.
Yeah, and I borrowed their Ugg boots. And I show up at this party and I also curled my hair the very Utah girl style,
of
which is like
course.
with a flat iron and you like crimp it so tight and
Then it almost falls out in
Yeah.
the curling iron. Yeah, I know it. I know
and so
it.
my
Wow.
hair was like that.
Well, it's pageant.
It's pageant. And I also had the like red underneath. Anyway.
Wait, that's cute.
It was
that's
cool.
actually
It was
cute.
cool. It was very
Yeah, very Lindsay. I was
very
gonna say,
Lindsay.
yeah.
Freaky Friday era. So anyway, so I'm going to this party and I'm in the line and this is not the vibe at all, but I get
Well,
in.
they're all probably in like leather jackets.
They're
and like,
all sexy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of
I mean,
course.
like early 2000s sexy. So low, jeans.
so
Carmen
cute.
Electra was on the dance floor, like doing backspins and, like the whole thing.
So
And I was
hot.
like, this is awesome. Cut to the manager just like leaves me. And so I'm like kind of standing there. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm 18. And all of a sudden, Kristen comes over. She's like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And she's like, are you here with someone? I was like, yeah, a manager. And where is he? I was like, I don't know. He's been gone for like 30 minutes. And so she's like, do you want to sit with us? So I sit with her on this booth and she's like, you got to watch out for yourself and make sure that these people are integral people. There's a lot of sleazy guys out there. Like she was giving me all this like loving advice.
this is
taking
so
care
nice.
of me. I know. Cut to, I'll never forget that moment. And my first movie I did was Burlesque with Kristen.
That I just have chills.
Isn't
I have
that
chills.
cool?
I have full chills.
Isn't that so cool?
Did you remind her of this story? And she
I told
knows
her.
it.
She remembered.
Well,
yeah.
you guys are friends now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
know. I know.
This
Isn't
is
that so cute?
That is the nicest thing in the world.
I know. So
Oh my
so
God,
sweet.
to have Kristen Bell as your
I know. My
as your,
fairy,
like, fairy godmother?
I know.
Oh my God, I did not have that experience when I went to my first Hollywood party. Maybe I shouldn't say this on camera, but I'm going to, and then we'll cut it if we need to.
Right. We
So
love it because I want to hear.
I was offered cocaine at a Hollywood party, and I was very scared of it because I don't do drugs. And this very famous person, I was too afraid to say no to them, so I took the key and I went like this, and I blew it, not realizing that it's powder, guys. Hey, it's powder. Goes everywhere. All over my black outfit. I wore black to the Hollywood party, of course, because I knew to wear black. All over my black outfit. She looks at my outfit and she knew what had happened. And she looks down and she's like, okay, I'll take the key back. I was like, totally fine. That was my experience. You had a different experience. I don't think these kind of nights exist anymore.
I don't think they do. Also, I don't think anybody does drugs anymore.
Well, no one does,
No,
ultimately. And
no.
no.
Well, nobody's drinking anymore. Like,
Well,
it's
speak for yourself.
yeah. I don't know.
I
I
am
kind of admit
drinking.
to it. Like, I still drink my like tequila. That's
But
it.
no, you're like a health guru. You're
I
like
do love,
really
I do
healthy.
love the healthy side of
I
things.
heard from your publicist that you were going to the ranch,
ranch,
to do
yes.
like a team building.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about what the ranch is? Do you go a lot?
I've been a few times. I've actually been to the one in Malibu, and then I've been to the one in Italy, in Fuji, which was very hard to go to this ranch where you're eating like a certain amount of calories that are all like vegan and gluten free, and then you're like surrounded by the best pizza and pasta in the world.
Of course.
But no, it's fun. I love activity and like just being physical, and yeah. So I thought it would be really cool to do this like kind of mastermind team building weekend of just like all the most incredible women on my team, and kind of envision what the next 1, 3, 5 years looks like. And
can I tell you something? This is why you're successful. I'm not kidding. If I did that with my team, I would be in a Marvel movie. I would be somewhere. I just can't. I can't even get them on the phone. Shit. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's so nice.
Look, I heard this thing the other day that was like culture eats strategy for breakfast. And I was like, that is so important, because I've started multiple companies now, and a lot of them have failed in terms of like, have they ever launched? No. Or have they launched and they were kind of like so-so? Have some of them been successful? Yes. And every time I'm looking at it, I'm like, obviously strategy is so important and plan, but like culture is everything.
Totally.
And like having connection and being able to trust your team and all that, like that is so important. And I feel like I've done it well in certain businesses and then not well in some.
Totally.
And so it's just, it's important.
It's really, really, really smart. And I think we should all do that, actually.
Yeah.
Like I think I would get to I've been with my boyfriend for 10 years since I was 18 years old.
Aww.
And I think we should go to the ranch and do team building, because I think we would finally know each other. I think you would be like, hey, we're broken up after this. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you do to work out every day? Do you work out every day? I feel like you do.
It kind of depends. I move my body. Doesn't matter what it is.
Do you
It's
walk?
Like, I walk. So I live up in the hills, and during the pandemic, I like found all my neighborhood streets and like have all my little cute neighbors that I meet now, and like treats in my pocket for all the dogs along the way.
I love that.
I know, it's so wholesome.
That's so
very
wholesome.
different than the Green Day.
Yeah, very different than Lexi ultimately eating some kind of drug off your floor. Totally. Wow.
By the way, that is what happens when you come to LA.
Guys, come to LA.
Discernment.
Ours are different. You're like, come on, don't come here. I'm like, come here. It's fun. Wow.
So
you move your body every day.
I move my body. I dance. Obviously, like my company.
Do you have a studio in your house?
I do.
Like a dance
it's my
studio?
garage that I transformed into like a really fun studio, and it's beautiful.
Wow.
My favorite part is that the mirror doesn't have a seam in it, because it's a big mirror. And like, I don't know if anybody dances or anything, but when there's a seam and you're like, feel like you're cut off right in the middle.
You go to a hot yoga class and you're in the seam and you're like, hey, I'm going to have to come back every day, 5 times a day, because the seam suddenly makes you look insane. You just look like an insane, your face is more like, I'm like, what happened to my face? Yeah, I hate a seam. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
I just recently went to a dance class at Millennium.
Yeah.
It was, I will not be going back.
Well, by the way, going to Millennium as like a first time, I don't know, you probably dance, but maybe not like necessarily full blown choreography as a professional dancer. It is the most intimidating thing. I don't even want to go, because it's like hard. You learn the choreography fast, and then it's like a social media.
Yeah, and then you're on.
Thing.
Trust me.
Yeah.
So you guys, I went to Millennium the other day, and this was literally when Doechie's album came out, so it must have been a year ago.
Yeah.
And the other day, this is time flies. Time flies when you can't dance. So I'm at Millennium. They're playing Doechii. They're playing "Wait" by Doechii, which is one of my favorite songs.
So good.
And they play it, and they teach us the moves. And I'm looking around, being like, "Oh, these people know that this is a dance that they've been working on." That's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's instant that they understand the moves. So I'm looking at the teacher being like, sorry, I'm new. So should I sit out and watch? He's like, we're all new. He goes, everyone in the class. So then I'm turning to the next person and I'm like, how often do you dance? She's like, well, this is an advanced dance class. Didn't say it on the thing. It said hip hop. It said hip hop 3. So I should have known it was like level 3. Anyways, we're doing Wait. And then I get like 3 moves right, and I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
And then he goes, okay, let's film it. Yeah. I go, film it. He sets his camera up. He goes, Owen, you want to be first? I'm like, sure. I know 3 moves. I do the 3 moves well. And then I go, cut. We're good. Obviously, the rest of the dance I didn't know. And it's so hard. Do you learn your dances that fast?
I used to. That's why, like, you asked how old I was. I'm gonna be 37 this year, which I still
So
dance,
young.
but like I definitely don't. My brain doesn't pick it up as quick.
Really?
Yeah, but that's why Kinergy, my company, it's like for people who want to dance but don't
Totally.
want to go to Millennium and be like, this is too hard.
Totally. So tell me about
yeah.
Kinergy.
Yeah, Kinergy. So I actually realized when I was on Dancing with the Stars that it's actually more of a transformation show with dance as the mask. You know,
Love
like
it.
people go through this journey. And so I was like, I want to give that to the average person who just like wants that same experience on Dance with the Stars, but
Yeah.
it's probably never going to be on the show. Let's be
Totally.
real. So
Do you think I'll ever be on the show?
I would love you.
Could I be on the show with you though?
Oh.
Could you come back? Please.
Oh.
Please.
I mean,
I don't want anyone else. I don't want any other partner. Please.
you can't beg me like this.
Well, you're on the spot.
I know.
And if you say yes, you know I'm going to stitch this and then be like, send it to Dancing with the Stars.
Tina Katz, casting director,
Come on.
extraordinaire.
Okay, wait. Tell me about Kinergy. Wait, get in. Okay, so Kinergy. So
No. So it's basically, it is a platform where people can come and dance. They can, it's two different things. We do choreo. So like
Great.
you're like doing a little bit more than like TikTok-y dances,
Totally.
but less than Millennium, right? So it's like that
God.
sweet spot right between. And then there's like, all sorts of other modalities too, where it's like breath work and visualization and meditation and like all sorts of stuff like that.
what?
So, yeah.
Do you do breath work every day? Do you meditate?
I do. Yeah,
Wow.
I do. I sometimes I don't do like a full breathwork session. I'll do more of like a priming where I'll like breathe and do certain movements, and it just kind of like builds the energy to start the day. But
Okay, I have a
yeah.
fuck, marry, kill for you.
Okay.
Breath work,
Okay.
silent meditation, which are different,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Dance.
And dance. Okay,
And
so
dance.
I'd fuck with breath work.
Okay.
I would marry dance, and then I would kill meditation.
Yeah, who wants meditation? That was a bad one. Who
Well,
wants that?
no. Well, because like I do meditation through movement. Like a lot of people are like, you have to be so still. But I think like for me, if I move my body, then I can actually get still. But if I'm just sitting, it's hard.
It's hard. My dad meditates for 2 hours a day.
That's
In
incredible.
the morning, sits there.
Wait, tell me more about that.
No, I think it's
Like,
like
how long
I
has
think
he
he's
been
a
doing
serial
that?
killer. I'm like, you've killed someone. I'm like, you have to like sit there silently for 2 hours. You have done something horrifying. No, he it's really beautiful actually. And
How long has he been doing that?
he's worked up to it. So he's probably been doing it for about 4 years.
Okay.
But it's been like, it was 30 minutes, then 45, then an hour, then now it's 2 hours.
It's amazing.
It's
what made him
crazy.
get into that like after so many years?
Living with me, I think. I think when I moved out, he was like, whoa, that was a lot. So then he was like, I need to
Are
breathe.
you an only child?
Yeah. We have different experiences.
Very different.
Very different. But were you, being the baby,
Yeah.
that's kind of like an only child. In that, like, all your siblings were like,
In that
now
you
all
have
the
to take
attention
care
is to
of
you.
yourself.
Yeah. No, yes.
No,
And
my
also-
parents were exhausted.
Totally.
I was like, bye. Is anybody here?
Really? Yeah, totally. Well, they'd worked so hard on these other
Yeah,
four.
exactly.
Only children, I think, get a really bad rep.
I have one nephew who's an only child, and yeah, at the beginning, like we would like be hard on my sister and her husband and be like, "You guys, he's so spoiled."
Totally.
But he's the sweetest, kindest, most loving kid. He actually has more friends than any of us because he was like, "These are my
are my family."
chosen family."
Totally.
And he's the sweetest kid. So I'm gonna if and when I have children, I'm like, two's good. I'm good.
Do you want children?
Even one is good too.
One
Yeah.
is good,
I
yeah.
would love. Yeah.
You do?
I would love to have kids. Yeah.
I think you'd be a great mom.
Thanks.
I see it for you.
I would love it. I would love it.
My boyfriend really wants kids and wants them like, we're 28 years old. I'm too young. But he's like, I would have one now. By the way, we're gay. It doesn't happen like that. You have to really go through an adoption. Like he's like, I'm like, honey, I'm not popping one out. Like it's like gonna take a second. But
It's not an oops situation.
No, it can't. He really thinks it is. I think I have to talk to him about this. He really wants kids, but I don't think I'm ready for kids.
Yeah.
And I think even when I think it's a mindset. Like my mom had me
Yeah.
at 40. Like
Yeah.
I actually 42. Me outing my mom's age. Hey mom, how are you? Yeah, I think that it's just it doesn't really. I could be 29 and want kids. Like it's
Totally.
a mindset. It doesn't
It
really.
totally
Age
is.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't, in my opinion. And then I will say, being 37, that like my friends who have had kids later, they're like, I don't know why I waited so long.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And like, especially the men, like
Totally.
my friend Val and Jenna, like he was like, man, like, I don't know why I waited so long. This is the greatest thing ever. And like, he's like, I'm a creator. This is my ultimate creation. You know, like.
I just got chills again.
Right?
In Your Dreams exclusive, I got 2 chills. I love that.
And so I, at the end of the day, look, I'm not a parent, so I should not be giving any advice, but like, you never are ready for anything. You kind of just got to go.
No, that's
you know?
great advice.
Yeah.
That's great. Can I ask you something personal? We can cut it if you don't want.
Yeah.
Would you
Do
be
it
a
on my
single?
own?
Yeah.
I'm literally on day 3 of freezing my eggs right now. This is my 3rd round. And
In Your Dreams exclusive. Julianne Hough is freezing her eggs.
And it's funny. I was at an Easter party, actually with a date. I was like, "Hey, welcome to my friend's Easter party filled with children." This is our first time like out with people, and there were probably 60 children, and I was like,
Welcome.
just throwing you in the deep
Yeah,
end.
totally.
This is what you should expect. But
Did he freeze?
no, he was good. Yeah. But I was like, he knows I'm freezing my eggs and stuff. But I was talking to somebody who was there, and she has 2 little girls on her own. And she was like, if you need anything, talk to me. And like, I was like, oh, I've never really thought of like a donor.
Totally.
And she's like, I have all the details and everything. So I don't know. I'm not there yet with like donor talk, but I would totally do it. I like.
Anyone should date you. Anyone would be lucky to date you and have a kid with you. That's my theory. But also, you are so special, you could do it alone.
Yeah. And like, well, here's what I've realized is like, being single for 5 years now, I was always in a relationship from the time I was like 18 to 5 years ago. Always in a relationship, very much. Never, I was always independent, but I loved being with a person.
Oh, I get it.
Being single for 5 years was really hard because I like haven't had my alone time and space to just sit with yourself, you know? And so over the last 5 years, I love my life so much, and I love who I am, and I love my space, and I'm like, do I really want like another human in my space?
Totally.
You know? And so I absolutely do. But it's interesting, like when you get used to something one way and then the other way. And I'm lucky. Like I have beautiful friends and stuff. So I could totally have a kid and
I love
literally
that.
raise it with all
With
my
all
friends.
your friends, of course.
It's what we used to do back in the day anyway.
Totally.
Yeah.
I've been with Jared since I was 18.
Yeah.
So I only know a relationship, but he's been traveling so much that I've been alone in my apartment, and I'm like, this is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't come home. No, it is that weird thing where I think when you're used to being with someone, you actually don't realize that you rely on them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're gone, and you're like, I'm making myself breakfast and I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And I'm not FaceTiming constantly. You know what I'm not having somebody talk to me about their day. And you have to figure out what you like. Like it was this weird thing where I'm like, this sounds so insane and I sound like a codependent, which I probably am. I'm working through it in therapy. But I was making eggs and I was like, put hot sauce on my eggs because that's what Jared likes. And I'm like tasting it and I'm like, I don't like this.
Oh my gosh, you're Julia Roberts.
Totally.
What kind of eggs do you like? I had to figure out what kind of eggs I like.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What do you like?
The metaphor for life.
Totally.
I was such an adaptable person.
Totally.
And I love adapting because I love making others happy. And so like
we're the same. Are you a people pleaser?
I am not anymore.
Great.
I'm not
the power
anymore.
of no.
Yeah. And yet I end up pleasing them more because I am completely in integrity with me.
Totally.
Yeah.
I am such a people pleaser and I'm working through it, but it's tough for me to say no. It's been really tough for me to say no.
Yeah.
Like plans for me, like I make like 10 different plans and then I get too afraid to cancel. So I'll be like, I will literally go to someone's house for 15 minutes and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Something came up. And then I leave to another. It's a disaster. But it's not healthy. It's like really bad.
Yeah.
And it's finally, I had to realize that I don't like my eggs with hot sauce. I actually like it with jam. Sit with that.
Woo!
Sit with that strawberry jam. Okay,
Great,
sorry.
I love that.
It's weird. But it's the thing
you're
I like.
weird.
Yeah. What kind of eggs do you like?
I made scrambled eggs this morning with like a little goat cheese, and I had like arugula and tomato and olive oil and lemon. It was so
Do you
good.
cook like that?
Yeah.
You
I
like
love
actually
it.
are a chef?
I mean, no, but I love it.
Oh my God, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put cheese on egg. It just sounds too hard.
Wait, come over to my house. We'll be very domesticated.
Okay, 100%. I'm there.
And like we'll grill and like we'll do the whole thing.
Julianne Hough, I'm coming to your house.
Yeah.
It's an In Your Dreams exclusive. I'm moving into Julianne's.
Honestly, my house is open door policy. I have friends that come in and out. They work out. They use the sauna, the pool, like whatever.
Wait, that gets annoying though, I'm sure.
It is, but
Yeah.
I have respectful friends. So they always tell me when they're coming. But
I have this one friend, and I'm putting you on blast, and I love you dearly. I'm not going to say your name. I was about to say her name, but I decided not to. I told her that it was open door policy here because she she was single and she just got broken up with, and horrifying breakup. And I stand by, that's horrible. And I love you. And I wanted her to feel safe and comfortable. She was living alone and it's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
So I said, open door policy, work here whenever. Work here means 9 to 6. Right? That's what I thought. Hey, not showing up at 9 p.m.
Oh no.
9 p.m. trying to have a glass of wine. I was like, no. This is my chill down time. I don't sleep. I famously sleep 2 hours a night, but I like to get into my bed and like watch TV or like.
Wait, what are you watching right now that you love?
I just watched The Rehearsal.
Oh,
I loved it. And I watched White Lotus.
Okay. I haven't seen it either. I
What are you watching?
I haven't turned the TV on in a minute.
Well, yeah.
But I will say I like binge watching things. So I haven't watched White Lotus and I'm so excited because I get to sit down on like one sitting and just go.
And watch it all night and not sleep.
Yeah.
See, we cannot be friends.
But I'll start it at like 4 so that I can still go to bed at midnight.
No.
Yeah. That's late for
sleep
me.
Is so early. Okay, wait, Julianne, what's your nighttime routine? Like what, you go to bed at 10, but like what do you do before? Your skin is amazing. What are you doing?
It kind of just depends. I mean, obviously, you know, as an entertainer, we're doing things like randomly.
Totally.
And so there's never really a consistency there. But I mean, I don't know. I eat, I chill, I play with my dog.
Do you do like red light therapy? Why is your skin so good?
Because of this lighting.
I know the lighting's amazing.
Actually, I'm going to show you a picture afterwards. I was in Montecito yesterday and it was a cool afternoon by the beach. Beet red. I got so sunburned yesterday. So
wait, what? You look amazing. You don't look sunburned at all.
No, I'm so sunburned. Like this makeup when it comes off. Oof.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
I recently got sunburned. I forgot to wear. I always think that black people can't get sunburned. That's a lie.
That is a lie.
That is a lie. I don't know why I thought that. I'm black. I should have known that I could get sunburned. I didn't wear sunscreen to the beach and I got so sunburned.
Oh no.
It was like
horrible.
raw.
Yeah.
Is yours raw right now?
It's raw. It's a little purple. That's how
it's
red
like
it
bruised
is.
almost.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
God.
but no.
Okay,
So I just cover it with makeup. I don't know. I'm quite simple. I'm not like I'm like very minimal. Yeah, I'm so boring. Whoa. What's your nighttime routine? Nothing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love people. I mean, I hate them, but I love people who have perfect skin like you and are like, I just use water. Like it's so annoying, but it's great.
I think it's maybe because I drink a lot of water. Maybe that's what it is. And I sweat a lot.
I don't drink water either.
Yeah.
So I don't sleep and I don't drink water.
And I sweat. Do you sweat a lot?
Like if I'm working out, I'll sweat.
Yeah. So as long as you're getting rid of the toxins, you're good.
Oh, okay. I love that. How
sweat it
much
out.
water do you drink?
I don't measure it, but
like how many cups do you think?
I mean, throughout the day, maybe like 6 to 8 cups a day.
Too much water for me. So you pee a lot?
I do.
I don't drink water. I never pee. And when I do drink something, it has to be sweet.
Yeah.
Unwell hydration. Yeah. Okay, wait. If they made another burlesque, would you be in it?
Ooh. You know they're doing it on Broadway. But I'm not doing it.
I thought we got some kind of...
No. You know what? Anything dance related that is like, I would do another film that way. In fact, I did a film called The Bride that's coming out next year. And I can't give too much away, but I'm dancing a little bit in it.
What are you playing in that? Are you allowed to say?
I don't know if I am, but I can tell you like who's in it.
Who's in it?
It's basically the story of the Bride of Frankenstein. So Frankenstein is Christian Bale and Jessie Buckley plays the bride, and then Penelope Cruz. I just saw her the other day. She's playing one of the detectives. I actually
Julianne,
wait.
You're
Was
so
I allowed to say
humble
that?
and annoying. You're like, so it is the most famous people on earth.
Jake Gyllenhaal and I get to play.
It's literally
opposite.
insane.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's
That's
very fun.
crazy.
Yeah, so that comes out next year, and
what does it come
I
out
get to
on?
dance. It's a theatrical release, so Warner Brothers. Yeah.
So will we go into theater? Do you love the theater? I do too.
I love the theater so much, and I hope that there's like a big comeback because it's an activity. Again, activities, guys. We gotta like get out into the world.
My friend thinks there should be a national touch grass day where you like have to go outside and touch grass, like or else you get like fined.
Who is this friend, by the way?
He's a genius.
Because I feel like I should
works
be
at
friends
Google.
with him too.
His name is
Because I
Michael.
have the idea, and I had this idea before the Trolls movie came out, that we should have a device that literally rings that's like, dance party.
Wait, I'm actually
And
obsessed.
then literally Trolls came out with that. And I was like, wait, that was my idea.
I am actually dead at you watching the Trolls movie being like, wait, I invented that. It's like, I
It's an
love
animation.
the Trolls movie.
I love it
No, it's
so
my favorite.
much.
It's the only movie I've
It's
ever watched.
Good. I love animation more than real movies.
Oh, same. I've never.
Actually, Frozen 2, it's all based in the elements. It is literally Kinergy.
There you go.
If you need to know what Kinergy is, watch
Frozen
2.
2. I love that. I love animation.
Sorry,
What?
I got
Keep going.
geeked out again.
Keep going.
Because the fifth element is her finding herself. It's ether. It's into the unknown, which you have to go into the unknown to find yourself. It literally is Kinergy.
Wait, this is crazy.
Yeah, can we watch it together?
Wait, 100%. And then
so-
let's do Kinergy.
Yeah, because she goes and she finds the earth and then the fire and the air and the water and then
What's fire in Kinergy?
fire. What do you mean? What is it?
like-
It's so like we do like breath patterns and fire movements. Oh yeah, it's so good. Wait,
So-
come and take Kinergy.
wait,
with
I would
me.
love to,
Okay,
whenever.
we have so many activities planned.
Well, we have I know we have to
know.
go to the movies, which is
Go to
thank
the
God
movies.
sitting down.
Yes.
And then we have Kinergy, which is I hate dancing, but
It is,
I'll be fine.
You're gonna be amazing.
I could sit for the fire part.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No.
But sorry.
I'll be standing up.
I'm very sweet, but I also am very authoritative
Good.
when it comes
You're
to
bossy.
Yeah, I am.
Good. Good.
And then we're gonna go cook.
Oh my God.
then we're gonna go
Can I
swim.
sit for that?
Yeah, you can sit. I like to host and
great,
entertain.
Great.
so,
And
yeah.
then and your house
You
is
just have
open
to
door
talk to me.
policy, so
Yeah.
I'll just be in and out
I love
whenever
that.
I want.
I love
Do you love saunaing?
I
you
do.
Yeah. It's
I
great.
love it. I love it.
My boyfriend
good.
recently does. Do you think you could do?
Contrast therapy
Yeah.
with like the cold plunge too.
Yeah.
I do it.
You
Yeah.
love that?
I love it. I love it.
You guys, I can't get into this. I think it's like it's how I think about what I think about my dad doing meditation. I'm like, what have you done in your past life to be punished? You have to sauna and then you cold plunge. Like, what are you repenting for? I'm like, this is crazy.
It is kind of nuts, right?
But your body really like.
Okay, so what's great about it is your body, like it strips the inflammation, and everything to do with inflammation causes all sorts of disease. So like that,
Yeah.
first and foremost, boom. Then the second part of it is your mental. It's like it builds resilience, and it
Totally.
and it allows you to like go beyond what you ever thought was possible for you.
you make
know?
me want to be a healthier person, which is really hard.
It's all about, I hate this word, but it's all about balance. Like I still play.
Great.
I still play. I still have fun.
You eat French fries?
Yes, I
Okay, good.
love fries.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
Then we can be friends.
All of it.
Love it.
I love that you called them French fries.
Of course. Well, they're French, love. I have to make them a little classy. Okay, wait. Going back.
Yes.
You're acting now. So what's your dream role?
Okay, so I love old Hollywood. I love old Hollywood. I'd love to do a biopic. I feel like Ginger Rogers was like an iconic dancer in the day. Her story is so incredible. I also really love Anne Margaret, who also her story is incredible and like was kind of known as like the sex kitten, but then like couldn't kind of get out of that. So then like went to Italy and like did her own stuff, came back, and then that's when she like got all of these like amazing roles that got her like awards and stuff like that. So like just identity of like what you think somebody is, and yet like they have to like reintroduce them to the world.
Totally.
I feel like maybe that's I connect to those stories because I feel like I've reintroduced myself multiple times in my life. I was a dancer, then I had a country music career, then I was in films, and then I was, creating companies, and now I'm back on Dancing with the Stars, and I'm sort of doing all of it, but I'm like owning more that like being a dancer is enough,
Totally.
And like I think that like there was so many different things, and also like now that I can own more about like being a dancer, I can actually hopefully bring dance more to the forefront versus having to be something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. My grandfather was the agent for Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my gosh.
And Marlon Brando.
Oh
Old
my
Hollywood.
gosh.
Okay?
The talent is insane. Triple threats. And it's like, and there is so much talent out there today, but it's not honed. It's not like nurtured and like given a space for it to like have a path and a direction. I think it's so widespread.
But also now
you have to
everyone
figure it out by yourself.
Everyone also needs to be everything now.
Yes.
Everyone, which is what you're getting at. Everyone needs to be, a chef and a this and make a makeup line and have. It's like just do what you do best.
Do what you do best and be an artist in that.
Totally.
I saw something else that was like. Born to make art, forced to create content.
Totally.
And it's like
me.
And no, it's not. but like you're so authentically you though. Like
Thanks.
what
Thank
you're
you.
doing is it allows for everything else to open up. You're still so integral with you and like
Thanks.
that authenticity. Whereas I feel like the other stuff, it's like you're having to like what you just said, try this, do that. And like, I have one friend who a very well-known actor, and he had a production company, and he had a this, and he's got a this, and like all these things. And he's like, I can't, I'm diluting everything else that I'm doing because
of course
it's too much. And so I've been taking some notes recently because I do a lot of things and I love it. And I'm so passionate about it. I'm a creator. So it's like, it's hard to say no.
Yeah. Well, it is the curse and the blessing of like the Kardashian family where they do every single thing where you're like, whoa, you're amazing. How do you do that? And then also it's like, can I do that? No.
But you know how incredible it is that you just said that in the language that you said it 15 years ago? The language would have been, they don't do anything. The Kardashians, people were like so annoyed because they're like, what do they even do? And now they're like, they do everything.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
unbelievable how they have shifted so much of like culture and like what's possible and
it's
entrepreneurship amazing. And it's incredible.
Amazing. No, I know.
Incredible.
I know. She's on the wall somewhere. Hey, Kim, how are you?
I love them.
No, they're amazing. But it is that thing where I think because of this new entrepreneur, our obsession with entrepreneur, like we think we should do it all.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's also everything is a good thing or a negative thing, like depending on how you look at it. And I think that like the good part is you get to have your own power. Like you're not waiting for somebody to choose you.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
get to choose, you get to create it. Whereas like I think in my generation back in the day, it was like you were just constantly just like trying to be chosen. Whereas now you get to create whatever you want.
It's really amazing.
So it's amazing. And then it also sucks because you're like, oh my God, I have to do more. I have to do more.
Well, it's also super daunting and also really scary that the world is now at our fingertips and we can like create a brand if we want to.
Exactly.
It's so hard though. I can't believe you have worked so hard. It's this podcast for me. I'm like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And it's I'm sitting with my friends who I love, who I get to know. I'm like, and it's the hardest. I can't imagine like what you would do actually creating a brand, like that's really hard work. It takes a lot.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And some people like love it and it's in their nature and some people it's not. And there is no hierarchy. It like do the thing that is your genius and your zone of genius, you know? And like, but that's hard. It's hard to not like compare like what everybody else is doing and should I be doing more? And it's hard.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure also growing up with the Lindsays and the Parises, there was, you all were young girls in the industry with paparazzi looking at you, phone technology was all coming. It's like, that's really scary.
It was
I couldn't imagine it.
It was wild.
I mean, I would love to have been there, but
I know it was such a weird,
that's a
fun
dream.
time. And like, it feels kind of like controversial to say this because like, it's not that I loved it, but it was such an incredible moment where again, people weren't really on their phones. So like we would go to Chateau and like be able to just like, I remember this one party, we were like dancing on the piano and like, just like, yeah, we got drunk and like we were just hanging out and there was no worry. Nobody was looking anywhere. You know what I mean? And like, or it wasn't performative.
Totally.
It wasn't performative. That's the other thing too. It was just like people actually connecting,
actually
and
having fun, and actually getting to know each other through a drink and a dance. No, but that's great. Meanwhile, now I go to Chateau and I'm like have my phone out and I'm trying to see who's there. I'm like, oh, Julianne Hough walked in. I'm telling Dumois.
But again, double-edged sword. It's all beautiful and can not be. So
what is one headline of yours that has come out that you're like, this is so fake? And I really want to tell people this is fake. Even if it was years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have one?
Do I have a fake headline? I don't even know if I have one.
I'm sure there's one somewhere. We'll find it now and pull it. Like
Julianne
Hough, like has a pet iguana. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Like, is there something as insane as that? I would love to know.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I would love to.
Wildest headlines.
Wildest Julianne Hough headline.
There was two things that are coming to mind. One is that like orange juice is like the only thing that I eat or drink or something like throughout the day. And then there was one about
just be honest,
me,
it's true.
And then just orange juice. And then the other one was like I work out in heels.
That one's, just be honest, true. Again, Julianne.
Well, you know what's really funny about that is as I said that, I was like, oh, wait, I think I did this thing when it was like for some like women's health or something when I was maybe 19. And I was trying to be clever and be like, well, yeah, like you got to work out in heels if you're going to dance in heels. And I think I was doing squats in heels.
I'm dead. Wait, a video of you doing squats in heels? I need that ASAP.
And they weren't just like cute kitten heels. They were like Louboutin, or no, they were probably like Jessica Simpson platform ones. You know what I mean?
Of course. Literally pump. Do you walk well in heels? Yeah.
I
you have
do.
to dance in heels.
In fact, okay, so I just started surfing and unfortunately.
You are a wonder, Julianne. You're the eighth wonder of the world.
Unfortunately, because I have been in heels since I was 9 years old, I have like a really short Achilles. So when I'm surfing, I can't like go all the way down and it sucks. It's like the thing that like is my Achilles heel, literally.
Oh,
what?
My God. That is insane. That's crazy that bodies can morph like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And your body's morphed to heels. To Jessica Simpson pumps.
And I'm like Barbie, you know, when she just like goes in.
Of course, of course. Wow. Surfing is so hard.
It's so hard.
Do you surf a lot now?
Not really. I'm trying to get back into it. I like picked snowboarding back up again this year too. And so like I was like trying the half pipe this year. It was crazy. I mean, I wasn't like up in the air, but I was
tell
like,
you something?
I was like surfing the side of the wall.
You saying that, like people say, oh yeah, I snowboard, and they're pick-me's. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the girls who are like trying to go up to the guys being like, I surfboard too. You actually
surfboard?
I mean, what is it called? What is it called? Snowboard.
It's a combo. It's okay. I said surf and snowboard. You're good.
Snowboard. That's how much I don't know.
It's
fucking
a surfboard.
Activities.
Hey, surfboarding is right.
What is it? Is it a surfboard? What is it called when you're on a surfboard?
It's a surfboard. It's a surfboard.
Hey guys,
surfing.
Cooper. Hey, cut this. I seem really dumb. Cooper, I didn't sleep last night. Per usual, so I should be smarter. The people would be like, I snowboard to like hot guys to try to get them. You actually do snowboard, which is crazy.
It's
like
fun.
I lie about that. I fully lied about that to this really hot guy that I was in Aspen recently, and I was like, I snowboard. But
I love it.
I don't even ski.
Oh, you gotta come. We have so many activities to do. This is a new show. Did we just create a new show? That we get to like.
I'm not kidding. Sell it.
I get to try everything.
I am dying to be on a show. One with you, but also two just in general. So please sell it. Sell it immediately. Okay, wait. I always ask this question to my guests. It doesn't really make sense, the question. So I have to explain it.
Okay.
In your dreams, you do what? I don't mean like you slept last night and you thought of something. I mean like literally like in your dreams. Like today, I'll tell you mine. Today, I would love to invent socks, grippy socks, but that stick to the Okay, you know when you're in Pilates and they like stick to the mat? I want grippy socks that stick to the wood. So because I find myself when I'm like, today when I was making eggs, I was really slipping. And I actually just want to be planted on the ground. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe they have those.
I think
maybe
they
it's
have
just
them.
grippy socks. Maybe it is the Pilates socks.
But
But they don't really work on wood.
You're going to get a gift from me, and they are going to be grippy socks that exist.
Hey, okay, so in your dreams, you do what?
In my dreams, oh my gosh, what do I do? I feel like I'm living my dream, and that sounds so boring to say
it
that.
sounds amazing.
But I feel like I'm living my dream. Like okay, this is gonna get like totally
sappy?
different tone.
Okay, great.
Different tone than the tone we've been doing.
Great.
Okay, so my dream would be to invent a device or something that can measure energy.
Wait, this is see, this is what I want.
And
so what do you mean?
Meaning, and I think I'm gonna be working on it. Because I think, okay, you ready? So like there was like the age of physical health, and then we're in the age of mental health right now.
Totally.
And so I think where we're heading is the age of energetic health. If you can change your energy, then you can actually change everything. And so there's so many things that you can like measure, like your calories and like your mood and your sleep and all those things. But like there's all these different energetic fields in our body and externally as well. And if you can actually resource all that energy, then like you can have 2 hours of sleep and be totally fine.
See? I knew it.
But if you can shift and measure your energy, then you can change so much.
So how would this device change your energy?
It wouldn't change it. It would give you measurements, and then there would be ways
to
and
change.
like AI ways to like share how you can actually improve your energy and resource your energy.
Well, you could invent this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing it today.
I feel like, you know, when you go into like security at the airport and you get into that box thing
Yes.
where
That's like the field, you know, like it's like all the different like infrared or whatever. Yeah.
I feel like that's what this is. But,
Yeah.
and then it measures your energy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's all like it's physics. It feels like very woo-woo spiritual, which
Totally.
it is, but it's the combination.
I'm sorry, but I'm talking to Isaac Newton. I'm so sorry. What do you think your energy is right now? Like if you were to measure your own energy.
Okay, so right now, because this is where it gets geeky, but I
Please.
love it. Okay, so we have like life force energy, which is the closest to your physical body, then your emotional energy, then your lower mind, like your mental capacity to like be really focused. Then you have your relational energy, then you have your like upper mind, which is your ability for like high concept and ideation and like big dreams. Then you have your soul, and then you have infinite. So like all these fields that are like within every single
Did you just
person.
make those up?
No. This exists.
Oh, sorry. I literally was like, you're a genius.
No, this exists. And like Barbara Brennan, she's like really in depth with like all of this detail. But with that, like right now, I'd say my energy level, I feel really resourced in my life force because I feel alive. I ate really well today. I worked out, and like I feel like that was accessed. My emotional field, I feel really tapped into my emotions. My relational, because we're having a conversation. Like we're shifting and charging ourselves right now because of what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like I'm
even having this conversation, we're actually resourcing our upper mind, which is that like high concept, other kind of creative.
Totally, that you
know
never
what I mean?
tap into, I feel like.
And so having conversations like that accesses your energy. Yeah.
And the lower mind is focus?
Is your like focus and discipline and dedication. I am like literally the like vortex from hell is that for me. Like
I was about to say, I don't have that.
A lot of people don't.
I think I was lobotomized. I don't have that.
A lot of people don't. And they're especially high creative like talent. It's hard to stay focused. That's why there's like a lot of management and logistics and stuff around you. But there is a way to resource it if you know that it's like it's challenged. There is a way to resource it. So that's like what I want to measure and help people be able to understand their energy and where to source it, where to charge it, etc. Yeah, that's Kinergy. That's like part of Kinergy. That's like my mission.
Okay, I'm giving you money for Kinergy. Buying stock in Kinergy. Hey, stock's down, but guess what? Stock's up in Kinergy. Okay, now we put on this little mask.
Okay.
So now Look how cute Julianne looks. Okay, now we just into the camera, feel the camera ultimately, and just say, good night, I love you. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good night, I love you. And then you go to sleep.
You're gonna figure it out in your dreams. Good night, Owen and Julianne.